Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome back to the Sweet Talks podcast. My name's Chantel.
And I'm Nikina.
And I'm Rihanna.
Cool. All right, guys. So today we're going to be talking about infidelity or perceived infidelity, boundaries
Virtual.
in some relationships, virtual infidelity, just because of the kind of age that we live in. And so Nikima had a question for us in our last podcast. We're going to just have that question again, and we're going to roll with it.
Yeah, I'm going to paraphrase it a little bit. So, is it okay if you are with someone and they are on social media and liking pictures of someone, a celebrity, in provocative clothing, like bikinis or very revealing kind of maybe see-through things? Could be I don't know, string vest on the beach, but you can see things.
Okay.
Is that an issue for the person or for you? Would that be an issue for you?
For me personally, no, it wouldn't be a problem. I would personally just see it as like they're appreciating someone who looks good. And I don't have that level of insecurity in me. And I think if I have that level of insecurity in me, I shouldn't be in a relationship, because that means anybody that they bypass on the street and happen to look at is a perspective or possibly someone that I would need to then be worried about. To me, it just doesn't, it's just not something that would ring that kind of bell in my head. I think you'd have to do a lot more than that to like, if you start to like send messages and stuff, then I might start to get a bit like, that's not even appropriate. But if you're just liking a picture,
this is the thing, and I agree with you on all of that actually, and I'm with you on that. People think of the hypothetical, don't they? What if it then? What if? So it's usually negative what ifs. What if positive hypotheticals happen? What
Exactly.
if they did message you, and then you ignore the message or say, look, I'm in a relationship, I think it's kind of rude or whatever. Do you know what I mean? It could go in a good way as opposed to a bad way. And I agree with the level of insecurity in a sense, because if it's a problem for someone that you're with looking and appreciating someone else in whatever form, but in a form that's boundaried, because I think just liking someone is boundaried, it's fine, that's what it's there for.
Right.
Yeah, and then it's fine. It's fine. Obviously, there's a line, isn't there? And there's a boundary, like I was just saying, that people need to know of. Who is it that you're with? If it's someone that will have a problem with you liking or doing certain things, then you might have to adjust your boundaries. You might have to, but not too much, because
not trying to lose who you are at the same time. Yeah, I get that. I get that. But I know that I was dating someone before. God have mercy. I don't know why I was even in this relationship. Jesus. But like,
learn about yourself.
I really did. Like, I think I didn't message them. I commented on a picture. And the picture that I commented on wasn't even of the person. It was of their surroundings. Sorry, that's a lie. The person was in the picture, but I wasn't commenting on the person. I was commenting on their surroundings. So they were on a beach and whatever else, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's an amazing beach. I wish I could be there. Now, this person took that to mean that I wanted to be on the beach with the person. I'm like, no. It's just that it's cold and raining and snowing at the time. In fact, I think it was snowing at the time. And I was like, the beach looks good, there's sunshine, and there's sea, and there's fresh food. That's what I was thinking about.
Yeah.
And even the person who got the comment knew that's what I was talking about. But it just got blown up into a whole different kind of thing. So I know that there's some people out there that have that level of, I want to say insecurity, because I feel like that came from an insecure place as opposed to like a genuine concern. Because it wasn't like I was like, oh my gosh, you look sexy on the beach, or oh my gosh, I want to like get in the water with you. And it was nothing like that. It was just like, it's hot.
It was a normal comment for that.
Yeah.
picture.
Yeah. Pretty much. But yeah, what do you think, Riri?
I feel like I agree with what was said earlier. I think also if your partner commented or liked, well, liked not so much, but if they commented, what do they say about whoever the celebrity? So there's that, but like what we were saying off camera was, sorry, not off camera, on the previous podcast was that celebrity is at a distance.
Yeah.
The chances of that celebrity meeting your partner or even interacting with your partner are slim. Not impossible, but slim. So the threat isn't there, if you want to call it that. I agree about the insecurity though. I agree about that, but I think a lot of people or a lot of couples would just rather you not comment on anything or like anyone's anything. I don't know, but I'm just assuming. But I do think that there is such a thing. I think one of you might have said this already. There's such a thing as just appreciating someone's looks.
Yeah.
Or appreciating that picture. And that just might be all it is. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I think if your partner is questioning why you're liking something, then you have to look at their insecurity as well. What's going on and what's going on within your relationship that you can't appreciate somebody else's post. However, and that's just on the fact that it's just a like, or it's just something innocent. If it goes beyond that, then it's a different thing.
That's a different thing.
Yeah. And I think that is a completely different thing. If you start to instigate stuff or are trying to conjure up some sort of relationship or whatever, then that is a whole different thing than, okay, this person just looks good. I like the way that they look. I'm going to click the heart button on Instagram or the thumbs up button on Facebook, whatever the case may be. Like, it's no different than them thinking it, really, except now that you know. Really and truly, because they would have thought, I like this person anyway. So what's the difference in you? In fact, wouldn't it be better to know than for them to just have it in their head? I don't know. That's a whole different question, actually, maybe.
I don't know, because when you're on the street and you're walking on the street with your partner, and there's for example, you walk on the street with your boyfriend, and then an attractive young lady walks past, he might not necessarily say, and it is mine, like, oh, he thinks she's hot or sexy or peng or whatever they're saying now. He might just think it.
That's true.
If he wants to say it out loud to you, would it make a difference?
I might think it.
The thing is, I might say it out loud though. I might look and be like, oh, she's beautiful, you know.
And I do that. I'm like, oh, she's really pretty, she's attractive, whatever. She looks nice, or he looks nice, or whatever.
Yeah.
For me, it's the same thing when you're liking someone like that, when you're just liking.
Yeah.
Nice.
I would say it's the same thing. I think it's the exact same thing. But I think that some people have put so much
meaning.
That's the one. That's the one. They put so much meaning on the like that it becomes like a what do you call it? Like a deal breaker for a lot of people. Like, no, this is, and I'm like, but why have you got so caught up in this virtual sphere and not really dealing with the fact that actually this person is physically with you? That is virtual. That will never happen, or very slim to none chance that was going to happen. But this person is here with you physically. And I think I was saying, I can't remember if I said it off camera or in the last podcast, like, I was making the suggestion that if I saw Anthony Joshua, like, I would definitely like his pictures. If I saw him in person, I'd become a babbling idiot because he's just that fine, and I wouldn't know what to say. I wouldn't even the perspective of like even trying to hold a conversation with him. I'd be so much like, oh my God, this is Anthony Joshua, that probably just would not even happen. So whoever I'm with physically, bruh. I'd just be happy I could hold a conversation with you because we're able to actually get this thing moving. Me and Mr. Joshua over there, Not can go on.
Sorry. Pick up Anthony.
AJ, yes. Anyway, let's please move on.
And I think also we're going to consider the fact that in this time that we're in, this digital time, a lot of the relationships are now
digital.
Well, long-term relationships that are like 4 months, called long-term. They're now like that's something that's a sore spot for them.
4 months is long term.
Do you know what I mean?
4 months is long term.
That's what they say, isn't it? They say 4 months is long time.
Listen, I got biscuits in my house. That's been in my house longer than 4 months.
It's got clothes and shoes that have been in my life long anyway. But the
long term to me is 2 years.
Yeah, minimum.
Or more.
Great. So what I'm trying to that's true. What I'm trying to say, that's okay. What I'm trying to say is that it's very it's very fleeting. These relationships are very quick, very fleeting. It's just here, there, and gone tomorrow, and things like that.
Microwave relationships.
However, the generation,
microwave relationships.
Yeah, exactly. But the generation that we're in of the microwave relationships are so obsessed and surrounded by the digital area, with digital time. So it makes sense to me why you liking someone's picture is causing the issue, because your relationship isn't really based on anything anyway.
Yeah, I hear
it's microwavable.
Yeah.
It's like putting other fries in oven chips. No, microwavable chips in the microwave. Like, it's not the real thing, mate. So I just think, like, things like that. You're gonna get silly things like that, and I suppose, I think it just does come back down to insecurity. It comes back down to boundaries within your relationship. Have you spoke about these things? Have you spoke about the boundaries conversation? What
Definitely.
is too much? What categorizes itself as cheating? What isn't cheating? What is disrespectful? Because it might be, like you said earlier, might liking to a picture to your long-term boyfriend of 2 days might be disrespectful, but do you know what I mean, or whatever the case is. So I think it's a conversation that needs to be had
early.
Like have you guys heard about Floyd Mayweather's daughter?
No.
What about her? No.
Okay, Floyd Mayweather has a daughter. Don't quote me, guys that listen to this. Has I think he has 2 daughters, but the oldest one out of the 2, she is dating this rapper called YMB or some rapper. Anyway, he so he was at his home. I think it was his home. Just go along with me. I don't even know the whole story, but I know a bit.
Okay.
He was at his home. He was with another lady, who is a young mother. I'm not sure if it's his child, but she's a young mother nevertheless. And apparently she was pregnant. Floyd Mayweather's daughter came to the house, and told the girl that she needs to leave. The girl declined. She was like, "I'm not leaving." Anyway, she told her that she needs to leave. Anyway, they started arguing, started shouting, started cussing each other, and all that kind of stuff. Floyd Mayweather's daughter decides to turn around and stab her. I think she stabbed her in her arm. I think she stabbed her in her stomach. Apparently, after it was found out that she was pregnant at the time, so I'm not sure if that was actually true, but that's what they're saying. She was pregnant. The girl, once she recovered, or once she felt well enough to come out of hospital, she went on live and she was talking about it. And the person, whoever was in the background with her, was like, "Yeah, and you lost your baby." So that makes me think that she was pregnant at the time. So I'm saying all that to say that these are the type of relationships that these young people are having now, where somewhat small, somewhat not small. And I get that there was another woman in your partner's house. However, why are we not addressing the partner? Why are we not addressing the boyfriend? Why are we addressing this girl?
The girl.
And then why do you feel like it's necessary to then stab the girl, almost kill her? Do you know what I mean? So it's just like, these are the type of microwavable relationships I'm talking about, that it's now causing you to get upset over a like. And I think it just comes back to communication and insecurity. Like, you need to talk about these things, like what is disrespectful, what is not, what is cheating, what is not, you know? Because if you put it in his head, it's all around. Sorry?
It's saddening.
That is very saddening.
Horrible. If you guys want to look it up after, feel free, but it's horrible for me. What did you say?
I said no, Tar, but like, I'm glad you told me the story, like, in that sense, you know what I mean? But I don't want to read up about it.
I thought you said I don't care, but that sounds like me.
No, I do care. It's just another, go on.
It's sad. It's a horrible story, but this is why we have to talk. Do you know what I mean? Because we are in a day and age of Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and Snapchat and whatever else, Triller. So you're gonna see all these new attractive people popping up every left, right, center.
I hear that.
You know, and I think there is a difference. And the thing is, what Instagram doesn't tell you is that me liking this person, am I just liking the picture because I like the picture, or am I liking the picture because I'm attracted to this person? Instagram won't tell you that.
That's true, and you don't really know people's underlying reasons for clicking that like button. It could be a whole bunch of stuff. So that some people could click a like button because they like someone's hair. Some people could click the like button because they like the background. Some people could like the clothes. Some people could like the person. Some people. So the whole concept in and of itself is a bit. So I think trying to decipher what that person's intent was is going to be even more tricky. And if they told you, actually, the reason why I liked it was X, but you've got in your head Y, how do you even come to how are you going to tell the difference? Because you've come up with what you wanted to come up with, and they've told you whatever it was that they've told you. So you then have to think, okay, do I believe this person and it's what they say? And the likelihood is no, you probably won't, because if you're already mistrusting, you won't say. But excuse me. But I think as well, like you were saying, just to kind of build off of that, we're kind of in an age where we are probably dating a lot more online and so on and so forth. And I know that I was reading an article this week actually saying that you've got a lot of married people who are actually cheating on their partners virtually in quarantine. And I'm like, how the hell are you people doing it? So
because there's that website in it. Is it Ashley
whatever it is, something so.
Ashley Madison.
Something so.
That's specifically to help men cheat. Yeah.
So it's just a bit like I don't think it's even just through that website. I think there's a few people that said that they've been like cheating with and having virtual dates with people and a whole bunch of stuff, and they're like, yeah, it's trickier, but where there's a will, there's a way. Like, okay. So I guess it must be a thing.
Yeah, and because of quarantine now, you got the time to do that.
Yeah, and I guess they're just getting bored.
And they're probably already doing it anyway. They probably were having office romances from before. Now they can't do the office romance. Now let me talk to you on Instagram. Now show me yourself on webcam and all them things.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So I guess I get why there might be some insecurities because of the nature of the time that we're living in. But I think definitely it's more so about knowing who you're with. So if you're with someone who just wouldn't cheat anyway, or you're with someone who is blatantly honest anyway, then that isn't something that should, I think, affect you. But if you're with someone who you would have wondered about if they're going out with their friends or whatever, or you would have wondered about if they go to work or whatever else, you're not even sure on that basis. First and foremost, I'd say you probably shouldn't be in that relationship. Secondly, I'd be like, maybe that's why you feel insecure, because that person isn't trustworthy, or you have some trust issues that you need to work on. So all of those different things are maybe things that people need to consider. And in these popcorn relationships, they need to, you know, figure that out.
Yeah. And also the thing is, like, so no, I always have these conversations, but sometimes you can be with the person that is, you know, you feel is faithful, that is honest, that is forthright, all those things, and then it could still go and turn around and cheat on you, and it's because it's a choice. Cheating is a choice. You've made that decision. That's what you want to do. And for a lot of people, you would never thought, oh, I'd never think Adam would cheat on me. Adam's been cheating on you for like 5 years.
See it,
you know what I mean?
See it there.
It happens a lot. Do you know what I mean? And so that's one of the things that we think about. So sometimes it's not about necessarily knowing your partner, because I think people, as we do, we will always show you what we want to show you. We'll always let you into as much as we want to let you in. As much as you think you know your partner, you can know your partner for all the 20 years, and for 29 you'll be doing somebody else.
Very true.
Do you know what I mean? So I think I agree with what you're saying, Shan. I think to a degree you need to know your partner. To a degree, you need to trust your partner, and if certain things don't make sense, and question it. But at the same time, the onus has to go back on that partner, the person that is cheating, if they are cheating. Do you know what I mean? Because why is it my responsibility to make sure that you're trustworthy? Why is my responsibility that you're doing what you did? No. You need to do that because that's part of your morals, or that's what you say is part of your morals.
Yeah.
I ain't got time. What do you want me to?
That's the thing. I don't have the kind of time to pay me now. She should have said, why you stop yourself? Why?
Because it's probably rude.
Open sesame. Go on. Go for it.
I was gonna say, do you want me to hold your penis while you're peeing as well? Like,
back foot.
You know what I mean?
You asked Chantal.
I didn't know what she was gonna say, but she's right. She's right though. But it's true. Well, like, I don't know who has that time. And you know, like when people tell me that they've had girlfriends like that, I'm like, but who has that time? I don't have that time to be like turning into Inspector Morse. The much things I got to do. Much just to go run around and follow your behind. What?
I don't want to be that woman.
And the thing is,
never be.
The thing is, I have learned if you are going to cheat,
you're going to do it anyway.
You are going to cheat. There is nothing that I, Rihanna, can do to stop you from doing that.
Nothing.
If you're going to meet up with Sally after work for 5:30, you're gonna make sure you're gonna do it. And you're gonna make sure there's a way that I don't know. So you're gonna let me know that you got a meeting. You know, every third Wednesday.
Yep.
Yeah. You're gonna do whatever you need to do
to make that work.
To make sure I don't find out, or and to fulfill your need, to fulfill this fantasy, this desire that you've got. Nothing I can do. Like you can, and this is what upsets me about women sometimes. We put it on ourselves. We put the onus on ourselves. How dare you? Don't you do that to yourself? Are you stupid? You can cook, clean, wash, bathe, everything that you feel a woman is to do. You can do it on your hands. You can get down on your hands and knees and scrub that floor with a toothbrush and a miracle whip. And do you know what I mean? Like you can get on top of your roof and build that roof brick by brick.
Yeah.
You can do everything that your partner sexually desires, and he will still, if he chooses to, go out and be with somebody else because it's a fantasy thing, it's an insecurity thing, it's whatever, it's a choice.
Very true.
And I think sometimes we do that to ourselves. Guilty as charged. We put that on ourselves, like, oh, what did I not do? What could I have done better? What makes her different to me? What does she have that I don't?
Yep, most definitely.
Do you know what I mean? Like we do this a lot, and her or him, whoever's cheating, whether it's him or her, whichever.
I was about to say that some girls
they want to do it. Yeah, girls cheat. I think girls are better at cheating, but that's not what I'm.
You know, I was gonna say that too. I was about to say, I know some girls when they were ready to cheat. Listen, they were on some next level. Certain things that I'm like, how did you even conceptualize that? To even just achieve that over there, just that one little goal. You've come up with this entire.
Yeah, girls are like that because men won't think that their partners will cheat. Men are this different. Let me not say stupid. Let me say different. Yeah, that they will be cheating for all the 60,000 years, and think they should not do it at the same time.
True.
I'm not saying all women are, but this individual, she might be doing them. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, like Candy said, don't think I'm not. When you're up in the club, don't think I'm not. When you're out making love, don't think I'm not. When you're getting good in that spot, getting hot, that's all right. Don't think I'm not. Do you know what I mean? I think that's what a lot of men sometimes say. Don't consider that just because she's taken it for a period of time, or maybe she's allowed it for a period of time. Allowed it in a sense of she hasn't challenged you about it.
Mm-hmm.
Or she's chosen to stay if that's what her case is, or whatever.
Maybe.
But don't be naive to think that she's not doing the same thing to you. And I think sometimes they think that. But yeah,
and it doesn't have to be a physical thing as well.
Emotional cheating. I was just thinking that.
Cheating. I think females are more likely to do that as well, because I could think, I haven't actually kissed him or touched him. He hasn't touched me or anything, but actually you've confided, talked about sexual acts, what you like, that is cheating.
Yeah.
That is still cheating.
Or even
for me, emotional is worse.
It is worse because at least with the physical, you can say it was just a physical thing and I'm done.
Ooh.
Emotional, you've actually tied yourself to that person.
I hear what you're saying. But your body's a temple, isn't it?
Yeah,
that is true. That is true. We receive a lot of stuff. We receive everything. I receive it.
If we are gonna have another man in us, when we're already in a relationship, there's an energy there. But
I agree with that. But I think that it's easier to disconnect from not that it's always the case, but I think it's easier to maybe disconnect from someone you've just had, and this is just from watching other people, from people who've had like physical relationships and just done, to someone who you've invested into. Because once you've invested yourself into someone else, that then becomes a lot more
feelings.
So your feelings are invested in it, you're physically invested in it, your ups and downs have been invested in it, their ups and downs have been invested in it. Like whatever kind of crap they dumped on you, you then try to clean up and hold up for them and whatever else, and then vice versa. And I think that probably causes the cheating to be a lot more of a problem and a lot more hurtful.
And I think also, like, don't make it wrong, guys, for those that are listening, cheating as a whole is just wrong.
Yeah, most definitely.
So physical cheating, i.e. sex or sexual nature or whatever, is wrong. Emotional is wrong. However, I agree with what both of you said. And emotional cheating, I feel like if you are in love with this person, there is nothing that I can do because your heart
is not there.
Is with this person.
When
you've desired this person, listen, look how strong our thoughts are. Our thoughts can send us suicidal. So imagine you've just thought about kissing this person. Imagine the thoughts that you had about being sexual with this person. Imagine the thoughts about you living with this person, having a life together. All these emotional things that you have now disconnected from me and reconnected to this person. And there's nothing I can do about it. Don't get wrong, we receive. So yes, our body's a temple, and I would be still hurt the same way. But to know that this person has fulfilled something emotional within you that you have you've taken from me, or maybe I didn't fulfill because I can't fulfill everything. I'm not, we don't complete each other. And now you've found it in somebody else, or you may have, or whatever, or even a thought of you may have been able to find it. Like, we already know how it feels like to lose something emotionally, that grief that you go through. Then to imagine to lose it, and then also know that you've lost it to another person. Do you know what I mean? Like, all of it is just all of it.
I get you.
Yeah.
And I think when it's just the physical, there's a different level to it. But if it's the emotional and there's love invested or care and feelings, that's the second level. It's not only physical, but that as well.
Yeah, and then combined with the fact that then you end up having sex with this person. So now it's not sex. Now you're making love to this person. Now it's passion. It's intent. It's all these things that we're not doing. Or Or if you are doing it with me, once you've finished with that lady, you come back and it's not the same with us. There's a disconnect. There's different. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
I hear that. 1,000% I hear that.
And all this started from a like on Instagram.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, catastrophizing our mind can get.
It can get that deep.
So imagine how we catastrophize this whole incident. So now imagine if it was real.
I know. But again, that again comes back to what the boundaries are and how they're implemented as well. So like I said, originally, if it's just the like, fine. But if we get into those negative what ifs, what if they send a DM, what if they then start a relationship? That's why I would say that's a whole different thing. As opposed to
you can't
just
build your life upon what if.
And that's what I'm saying. You can't build your life upon what if. So people who have got to those kind of conclusions just from the fact that the person's liked a picture, that's where you have to say, okay, this is now your anxiety that is kicking in. What is the basis of your anxiety? What is it about you that's making you anxious? Is it the fact you've been cheated on before? Is it the fact that people have had internet relationships before? Is it the fact that you met this person in that way before? Is it that so you then have to come back to yourself and say, okay, what is this anxiety about? If you genuinely
my self-esteem at
that too, if you genuinely can't find a root, then maybe that is like, so sometimes you can have a gut feeling and that actually be your intuition kicking in, saying, okay, you know, something's not quite right. But then I would say question your partner. If they then choose to tell you, if it's a case of that they are doing something untoward, but they choose to lie to you, that's not something that you're supposed to take on. You are supposed to trust your partner. That's the whole point.
I agree.
So
I agree.
Yeah, I think it's just how we then balance it out after a while.
I agree.
That's what I would say. Anyone else's final thoughts?
No, I think we've closed out nicely.
Closed it out nicely. Okay then. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on the Sweet Talks podcast. We hope that you've enjoyed this topic as well. Again, please feel free to leave us any comments, either on the Instagram page, which is Sweet Talks 777, or on the YouTube page. And we would love to hear from you, love to hear responses from you, as well as get any future topics that you would like for us to cover. Hopefully we'll be able to do some lives soon enough, but if you guys can just let us know when or what topics you'd like to cover for those lives as well, that'd be great. Yeah, so see you next time on the Sweet Talks podcast. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.